Hey guys, welcome back to the course. The latest version of VMware Player can be downloaded from their official website. You can go to the website directly if you have the direct link, or you can simply Google it and go to the first official link to download it. Once it's downloaded, you can simply run the setup and go through the wizard to complete the installation process. At the end of this process, you should have something like this. I have an older version of the VMware Player, but the interface of the latest one is pretty much the same. So on the new version, you should not see anything outside of what you are seeing now. The next task in the workflow is to download the Cisco CSR image. For that, you can go to software.cisco.com/download/home and search for CSR1000V. Then click on iOS XE software and download the OVA template. The final step of this process is to install and make this OVA template ready for use. For that, let's go back to the newly installed VMware Player. Here you need to click on this option, Open a Virtual Machine, locate the OVA file and click on Open. Then give a name to it and specify the location where the post-installation files will be stored. If you encounter any warnings at this stage, then just click on Ignore or Retry. Since it's an OVA file, all the necessary hardware and OS-related configuration is already built into it. It will take a few seconds to import the OVA template, at the end of which you should see it listed here. Now, before we power it on, let's have a look at the network settings of this machine. For that, right-click on the VM and click on Settings. Here, the OVA template has already activated 3 network adapters. By default, all of them are in the bridged network type, which means that they are going to share their network addressing with the parent host, which in this case is this Windows 10 operating system. There are other options as well, like hosts, which can be used to build a local private LAN between multiple virtual hosts. These virtual hosts will then not be able to communicate with other systems unless we enable proper routing. Similarly, we can create custom network settings and apply it to each adapter. The detailed explanation of these topics is outside the scope of this course. So for simplicity and demonstration purposes, we will stick to the bridge network type and let this VM share its network details with the parent host. Once it's all done and you see it in the list of available VMs, you can go ahead and power it on. It's going to take a few minutes to go through the motions and run through the setup process. After a few minutes, you should have the initial prompt on the console. Let's now check the interface status and review the configuration. As you can see, due to the fact that we had selected bridge as the network type, an IP address from the parent host operating system subnet has been allocated to the interface. Another thing to note is that this IP address is allocated using DHCP because that's how the host operating system's network is configured. We did not need to do any manual configuration at this stage. Once you are satisfied with the initial configuration, you can SSH into the device directly using any terminal tool. Here I am using PuTTY to SSH into this newly installed CSR router. So this is how you can set up a local virtualized router on your home computer, provided the operating system and the hardware running on your computer is capable of handling virtualization feature. I would suggest you to refer to the operating system and hardware specifications for more clarity on it. For context, I'm using Windows 10 and this setup works fine for me. I hope you now feel confident enough to replicate this at your end because having access to a target device whose configuration we can automate is the most crucial component of this course. So with that, I thank you for joining me in this journey and I hope you find the rest of the course useful as well.